They say all roads lead to Rome. But some of those roads lead to places the city prefers you never find. Beneath the shining marble, the golden domes, and the echo of history, Rome hides a darker story, one built from blood, ambition, and silence. Walk with me through the narrow streets of Trastevere at night. The cobblestones gleam under flickering lamps, and the air smells faintly of wine and dust. But just a few steps below these charming alleyways lies a maze of catacombs, where the early Christians buried their dead, and sometimes, their secrets. These underground tunnels stretch for miles, carved into soft volcanic stone, filled with symbols of hope, but also of fear. Imagine standing there, the light of your torch dancing over faded frescoes. Above ground, the city rises like a palimpsest, 1,000 stories written on top of each other. Near the Piazza Venezia stands the massive Altar della Patria, the white monument to Italy's first king. But few realize it sits upon the remains of the ancient Roman Forum, once the beating heart of the empire. In the shadow of this grand nationalist symbol lie the ruins of temples where emperors were worshipped as gods. Power, it seems, always demands a stage. And Rome has provided that stage for more than 2,000 years. Let's move toward the Tiber River. At its bend stands Castel San Angelo, a fortress with a soul as restless as the waters that flow beside it. Built as the mausoleum of Emperor Hadrian, it became a papal stronghold, a prison, and at times, a place of execution. The marble corridors whisper of betrayals and desperate prayers. During the sack of Rome in 1527, Pope Clement VII fled across a secret passage to hide here while mercenaries ravaged the city. He survived, but Rome never forgot the terror of those days. Not far away rises the Vatican, the smallest state in the world, yet one that has wielded power greater than empires. Beneath the glory of St. Peter's Basilica lies another layer of Rome's story. Deep underground are the Scavi, the excavations that revealed an ancient necropolis. Here, amid pagan tombs and humble graves, archaeologists found what they believed to be the resting place of St. Peter himself. Faith and death intertwine here, as they so often do in this city. Visitors rarely see the darker truth beneath the marble, the bones that build belief. Rome is full of ghosts. Walk through Campo de' Fiori early in the morning, before the market wakes, and you'll stand where philosopher Giordano Bruno was burned alive in 1600 for daring to suggest the universe was infinite. His bronze statue still stares defiantly toward the Vatican, his hooded face forever in shadow. Tourists pass without noticing, their eyes drawn to colorful stalls and fresh flowers. But Bruno's silent presence reminds the city of a time when thought itself could be a crime. Then there's the Colosseum, the grand amphitheater where thousands once cheered for blood. Beneath its crumbling arches, you can almost hear the roar of the crowd, the clash of steel, the cries of beasts and men. Gladiators fought not only for survival, but for spectacle. The empire's appetite for violence was insatiable. Yet today, the Colosseum stands as a monument not to cruelty, but endurance, a symbol that Rome's darkness, too, has become part of its legend. Let's slip into a quieter corner, the ruins of the Baths of Caracalla. Once a temple of leisure, now a haunting skeleton of stone. Here, emperors sought to control the masses not with fear, but with pleasure. The baths were immense, libraries, gardens, gyms, all open to the public. But behind the generosity was a brutal truth: these marvels were built by slaves, and maintained by conquest. The beauty of Rome, time and again, was paid for by the suffering of others. And then, there is the Pantheon. Step inside, and you can feel time itself pause. The oculus above lets in a single beam of light that moves slowly across the marble floor like a sundial of eternity. Once a temple to all gods, it became a church, then a tomb for kings and artists. Listen closely, and you might hear whispers from the age of emperors, echoes of rituals long forgotten. The smell of rain drifts through the open dome, mingling with incense. This is where Rome breathes, where heaven and earth meet in one perfect circle. Yet even here, perfection carries a shadow. The same dome that celebrates divinity was built under the weight of imperial will, reminding us that even beauty can be born from domination. As we wander further, we come to the Theater of Marcellus. By day, it seems serene, ancient arches basking in the sun, pigeons fluttering through the ruins. But at night, the stones take on another life. Shadows fall where senators once sat, and the air hums with the faint echo of music and tragedy. The theater was completed under Augustus, dedicated to his nephew Marcellus, who died before its inauguration. A monument to both glory and loss. Later, it became a fortress for medieval families, and then apartments, its ancient bones repurposed by those who refused to let it die. Like Rome itself, it was never destroyed, only transformed. As the sun sets, climb the Capitoline Hill. From here, the view stretches across the city's rooftops, the domes glow in gold, the air filled with the distant sound of church bells. It's breathtaking, yet if you look closer, you'll see that every layer of beauty rests on a foundation of struggle. Rome's greatness was born from ambition and obsession, from the relentless pursuit of immortality. Every stone tells a story of those who reached for eternity and those who were crushed beneath them. Even the Tiber itself seems complicit in the city's secrets. For centuries, its waters have swallowed bodies, treasures, and sins. During the medieval period, heretics and traitors were thrown from its bridges under cover of darkness. The river carries their memory in its slow, eternal flow. If you stand by its banks at night, the current almost sounds like whispers. But perhaps the darkest secret of all is this: Rome endures because of its shadows. The city has reinvented itself through every catastrophe, fires, plagues, invasions, absorbing each wound and turning it into art. The marble angels on Ponte San Angelo once guarded death, now they guard beauty. The pagan temples became churches, the ruins became relics, and tragedy became history. Rome teaches us that light and darkness are never separate. They coexist, intertwined in the same stones, the same stories, the same air. To walk through Rome is to walk through time itself, to face the truth that civilization is both creation and destruction, faith and fear, beauty and blood. So next time you wander through this eternal city, listen closely. The secrets are still here, hidden in the cracks of ancient walls and the echo of footsteps at night. Rome's darkness is not something to fear. It is the heartbeat that has kept the city alive for more than 2 millennia. And if you're quiet enough, you might just hear it. This has been City of Memory, places, stories, thoughts. Until next time, keep listening to the whispers of history, wherever your own roads may lead. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out. Share it with a friend who loves a good mystery as much as you do. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. There's plenty more to uncover, and I'd love for you to be part of the journey.